So as I've mentioned, before we start creating a piece of sales literature, a piece of marketing literature, let's really understand how the employer is thinking. Now, a lot of people, and probably me before I started in recruitment, and certainly before I started recruiting my own teams, we'd think that we'd create this wonderful document, this fabulous CV, and that people were probably just going to sit back, have a cup of tea, have some biscuits, put their feet up on the desk and sit there and digest and read and give our CV the time that we think it deserves. But in reality, that doesn't happen. I remember once some guy sent me a CV that was 7 pages long. And I remember just thinking, do you really think that I'm going to sit here for 45 minutes? I don't have 45 minutes. So let's really, really think like the employer. So I remember, this is a little example, a couple of years ago, I was recruiting a PA. Okay, I was recruiting a personal assistant and I advertised the job on a Friday and I came into work on Monday morning and I had 320 CVs in my inbox. 320 CVs in my inbox. How did I feel? And it's important to remember that if that happens to an employer, they're recruiting. So they're probably one person down, right? So there's a lot of stress going on and they might be overworked and taking on other people's responsibilities at the same time, okay? They also have a job to do. So they've also got deadlines to meet, meetings. They might want to finish early because it's their son's birthday, or they might want to pop to the shop and have a coffee with their mate at lunchtime. They're busy people. Now there's 320 CVs in their inbox. How do they feel? Do they sit back and go, oh my goodness, did I think, oh my goodness, 320 people want to work for me? Wow. No, I didn't think that. I thought, 320 people need a job. 320 people need to pay their mortgage, their phone bills. So it's really, really important that when you're applying for a job, you have to really think that you have a very short amount of time to grab that person's attention. And a lot of those employers will not believe that you really want to work for them. They will think that you've just applied for 10 jobs over the weekend and you're just hoping that you're going to get an interview with one of them. And even if you really, really want to work for this employer, the truth is that there's a lot of people out there looking for work. And with a lot of people comes a lot of mistakes. And as the employer, their opinion of the way that job seekers are behaving will be influenced by other people, your competitors in the market. So it's really important that you know they haven't got time to sit there and read your CV. You probably have about 10 seconds before they decide whether they're going to continue reading your CV. And also you've got to really, really, really make them feel like you want to work for them and that you're not just applying to 10 jobs that day, hoping that one person sticks. So they're busy and they don't believe that you want to work for them. That's the truth. And I know that probably sounds harsh, but in order for you to be really effective in your job hunting, you've got to outthink everyone. You've got to outthink your competitors. You've got to outthink those other job seekers. They're busy and they don't believe that you want to work for them. So we have to make sure that we overcome both of those things. The next thing I want you to understand is the difference between features and benefits. When we're selling anything to anybody, we never ever sell them the features. They don't care about the features, they care about the benefits. So the feature of this chair I'm sat on is the feature, it's padded. The benefit, it's padded so I don't get a numb bum when I'm talking to you, okay? Now that's the difference between features and benefits. Nobody cares what you do. Employers don't really care what you do, they don't. Your CV isn't about you, and I know that sounds really, really weird. Your CV is not about you. It's not. Your CV, the purpose of this CV is not to tell the employer all about you. The purpose of this CV is to tell the employer how those things add value to them. How are you going to make their business more profitable? How are you going to impact their business commercially? It's not about you. It's not about your features. It's about the benefits of those features. And that's what we're going to tell them. A great way to get used to promoting your benefits and not your features is to ask yourself, so what? Everything that you say in your professional life, always ask yourself, so what? And this will help you not just with creating a CV, but whether you're at a networking event or whether you're in an interview or you're going for that, that promotion or talking to a colleague, so what? Remember that that's all they care about. So when you tell somebody that you have great people skills, so what? I have great people skills, so what? Well, actually, what that means is that when I'm dealing with customers that are unhappy or I'm dealing with colleagues in a very stressful conflict situation, I'm able to do things in such a way that we get a positive outcome. which effectively comes down to the bottom line, what all employers care about. How are you going to make my business more profitable? Okay, so, and whether that's more profitable in an indirect way or directly through a sales role, it's always about profitability. So that helps the business. If you're going to tell somebody that you've got great project management skills, so what? Well, it means that actually when you put me on a project, we will get it completed before the deadline. In fact, and then give them an example of when you did that, when you saved money. Always ask yourself, so what? And explain that, because that's all they really care about.